32 fast facts about Borderlands, go! During the course of development, Handsome Jack's voice actor Daemon Clarke had absolutely no faith in the character and believed that not a single line of his dialogue was even remotely funny. Turns out, Handsome Jack ended up being voted the top villain of 2012 on plenty of YouTube channels and magazines. There is an entire gallery's worth of QR codes in all Borderlands games. Moxie's Pizza Box QR code contains a hilarious message stating, "Wise man say, forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza." In the mission Assassinate the Assassins, you square off against 4 powerful bandits, each with a peculiar name. These names are anagrams of the numbers they represent: Watt, Wreath, and Roof, or 2, 3, and 4, respectively. I wonder why Oni didn't follow this pattern. Could have named him Eno, or something. After Axton fell victim to a dishonorable incident in his military years, his ex-wife Sarah divorced him and then accused him of becoming AWOL. This led to his exile and his fleeing to the planet of Pandora. The rock salt shotgun in Borderlands 2 contains an interesting candy red text blurb saying, "Don't retreat, instead reload." This is an actual quote from Governor Sarah Palin during her vice presidential candidacy in 2010. Wilhelm became a mercenary for Handsome Jack once he displayed his compassionate love for combat and hurting people. In the pre-sequel, Wilhelm said that he wasn't really sure why he sided with Handsome Jack. All he knew is that he was always good at fights in high school. Salvador and Brick are the two most bloodthirsty and relentless class of hero the games have to offer. Borderlands 2 lore confirms that Salvador is a simple man with simple pleasures, and that he just enjoys the feeling of shooting holes through bandits. Borderlands 2 goes on record as one of the games with the most diverse selection of Easter eggs and references, including Minecraft, Lord of the Rings, TMNT, and other pop culture inspirations. One of which references being the slogan of the United States Postal Service: "Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom," translated into a more Borderlands-y title for one of their side missions, "Neither rain nor sleet nor skags." This side quest is available to all players on the bounty board in the Three Horns Valley area. With the release of Borderlands 2 came 4 issues of the Borderlands comic book, overseen by Gearbox Software, which delineated the stories of the 4 Vault Hunters of the original Borderlands game and how they came together. Borderlands 3 rumors really started to gain momentum after Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, released a statement at PAX South in 2015 saying that the next Borderlands game would be the big one. Sadly, the profit from Battleborn was supposed to fund the development of the 3rd Borderlands game, which makes me a little uncertain for the future, seeing as how Battleborn sold like absolute dog shit. The cel-shaded art style was decided on after people criticized the original print of the game for its monochromatic feel and really uninspired graphics. Gearbox Software took the criticism to heart and made the change to the comic book-esque art style we've all seen in the games. This allowed for much more colorful characters both in texture and in personality, and made the game's outlandishly inappropriate sense of humor a little more believable. The scriptwriter for the second Borderlands game did not want the villain to actually be called Handsome Jack. Just for the sake of writing, Handsome Jack was only intended to fill in the blank until someone suggested a better name. I guess no one suggested a better name. The top 3 speedrunners of the full Borderlands 2 game each completed it in its entirety without the use of cheap exploits or glitches at just over 2 hours long, with the Fun Cannon currently holding the world record at 2 hours and 7 minutes. The current world record for the first Borderland game stands at 1 hour and 26 minutes, held by the username Pentalix. The Borderlands franchise is far from Gearbox's first rodeo. If you weren't convinced by their already lucrative standing as game developers, they've also got their watermarks on Halo Combat Evolved, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and James Bond 007 Nightfire. If you allow Lilith to kill Handsome Jack at the end of the game, his mask will actually fly off the hinges and his face will look a little worse for wear. A vault-like symbol is branded into his cranium. This little detail led to kindling plenty of lore theories and research around Handsome Jack's previous life before his supervillain status in Borderlands 2. Kinda like this video, right here. Maybe watch it when this one's over? Gearbox tried to get literally everyone involved in the game during its development. Even Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox Software himself, got into the action and spoke a good couple lines of dialogue for one supporting character in the game. Can you guess who it is? In addition to Handsome Jack's name used solely for the purpose of filling in a couple blanks in the script, the six-limbed creatures in the beginning parts of the game called bullymongs were also used for the same purpose. No idea why. Come to think of it, a considerable portion of vehicles and car skins were actually cut from the game to arrive punctually at its release date. Fuck, Gearbox, what happened? Remember in the beginning of the game when Handsome Jack radios you with a mouthful of pretzels coming out of his fat, condescending little face? We all know that was ad-libbed, sure, but Clarke did an exceptional job getting into character and actually ad-libbed a huge percentage of his dialogue while reading the script. AXTON in Borderlands 2 spent nearly a decade in the military and was dishonorably discharged for his habit of neglecting orders. Looks like these behaviors didn't really stop after his discharge because you see bounty posters with a price on his head literally everywhere in the game. $5 million? Jesus, bro, what did you do? After being discharged, he was scheduled to be executed by firing squad on his home planet, but then escaped and went AWOL as stated before. Oh, okay, so that's where the bounty comes from. Salvador is certainly an interesting character. Responsible for the longest list of crimes on the bounty posters, Salvador has 2 tattoos on both of his index fingers, one on his right saying right, and one on his left hand saying wrong. His name is Spanish for savior. That's nice. What the hell is he saving us from? Living? Confirmed by an audio log in-game, Maya and Lilith are 2 of 6 known sirens in the Borderlands universe. Handsome Jack gets irritated when his servants bring in random girls with blue tattoos sharpied on their skin. No wonder Maya's bounty is so much higher than the rest. Gage the Necromancer wasn't always the violent treasure hunter she was. Before the lore of the game, she was enrolled in school on Planet Eden 5, another fictional location in the Borderlands universe. Incidents of fights and violence at school unfortunately led to her expulsion, where she found her future on Pandora. Mordecai believed the world owed him something due to his incredibly unfortunate circumstances and traveled to Pandora in search of what lied ahead. Mordecai was accused of cheating when he won a sharpshooter contest when everyone else had a sniper rifle and teenage Mordecai was armed with a dinky little revolver. The board game Bunkers and Badasses, of which Lilith was bullied profusely in school for playing, is an obvious parallel to the actual real-life board game Dungeons and Dragons. On occasion, you will hear psycho enemies yell, "I am the one who knocks" during combat, as a reference to the TV show Breaking Bad. Tiny Tina's lazy eye was not intended to be in the game. Thanks to the faulty eye tracking in-game, it was really something they didn't know how to fix, but they ended up leaving it in when they decided that it fit perfectly with Tina's character. The bonfire Easter egg in the Caustic Caverns isn't the only Dark Souls reference in the game. In the Assault on Dragon Keep DLC, there is a side mission called Lost Souls that has to do with undead warriors, bonfires, and collecting souls. The Rock Dahlia murder in Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt DLC can be both a reference to the unsolved murder mystery case or the illustrious death metal band. Whichever one you want. When Brick gets scared, does he shit himself or does he shit bricks? Thanks for watching our dumb video. Subscribe if you like us, or subscribe if you don't like us so you can keep yourself updated with us and dislike all our videos like the fucking 13-year-old you are. Thanks for watching.